Here is a Galaxy Fian. This is a 12-inch oscillating model. One of the earlier ones. Got the older cord and the handle as part of the guard, which I think is a much better design. And here's the informations. .43 amps being the power draw. And then there's that number, which I believe has some kind of identifying date information on it. I don't know how to interpret it. I think people have told me a million times and I just don't remember. A couple of anomalies with this one. Number one being the foam taped onto the bottom, which I suspect is an aftermarket thing. And I guess that's really the only anomaly. I guess I must have been thinking of a different one. Oh yeah, I am. Okay. Thinking of a different one. So this is, in fact, fairly typical. Well, here's another anomaly. When you pick it up, it springs all the way back, so like the adjustment is kind of spring-loaded. I don't think it's typically like that. It's not that I recall. This is in pretty nice condition. It's not that yellowed. The motor housing is still pretty white. The base is starting to turn a little bit of a beige color. The blades are dusty, but I don't see any of the infamous paint splatters that seem to end up on these things. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. There's a couple of bits of paint splatter here and there, but nothing too major. See a couple of paint splats, but nothing crazy. The guard is on upside down. There's the controls. There's some paint splatter on the controls, unfortunately. Alright, let's go ahead and plug this thing in and see if it works. We're looking at 119.5 the volts. It's non-polarized. Of course, it's non-fused. Start with the oscillations off, and then we'll go to low. The bearings are dry. So they need some oil, but they're still plenty free. Very quiet. It has kind of a restricted sound to it, I suspect because of all the dust that's in there. It seems to be a fair bit out of balance. A little bit. It's not outrageous. Alright, so that's 0.27 amps, 31.6 the watts, and a power factor of 0.95. Here's the medium. It's moving plenty of air, as these always do. Even with all that dust, it's still quite strong. Once it's cleaned up, it'll perform much better, of course. That's 0.32 amps, 37.4 the watts, and a power factor of 0.96. Here's the high. And it's really moving now. That's 0.4 amps, so it's right around where it's rated for. 47.8 the watts, and the power factor of 0.98. And the air is flying out of here. This one seems a bit stronger than usual. That's really moving some air. Okay, let's go to the oscillations mode. Oops. Seems to work just fine. The medium. That's cool. And the low. Seems to oscillate nicely. Very smooth, no jerks or anything. Okay, good. And despite the rattle of the dryness in the bearings, they are still plenty free. The bearings in these fans were really good. The 12 and the 16-inch models. Really can't think of hardly any situations where I've encountered one of these with bad bearings, or even just locked up. Too bad the 9-inch models didn't have the same characteristics. Anyways, so here it is, another perfectly good Galaxy 12-inch oscillating fan. Just needs a good clean and service and it'll be ready to go.